What's your name and where you from?
My name is Jorge de Jesus, and I'm from right here, from Georgia, from North Cross, more specifically, from Georgia.
Uh, how do you know Elijah Pierce?
Elijah, shoot, first time I met Elijah, he just came randomly one day, and I had to spar him, and then next thing I know, we train together, we're partners now, so he's really cool with my coach Felipe. So it was for me, it happened out of nowhere. So, but it was very much a blessing.
Okay, you have any upcoming fights? Anything?
Yeah, I got to fight end of January. We're going to Thailand, so we'll definitely keep y'all up to date on that. Keep Elijah up to date on that. I know Elijah fighting right after me, so hopefully I get the win, and right after Elijah gets the win as well.
All right. What do you think about the status of the sport?
I think it's very very complicated, very political, but I think slowly but surely, it'll get back to how it's supposed to be. You see a lot of upsets now, so all the big names they can't, maneuver their way and kind of dodge forever. So I think slowly but surely it'll go back to how it's supposed to be. My Instagram is Jorge underscore de Jesus underscore Junior, and as well y'all can follow Felipe Boxing Gym.
My name is Omri Lothar. They call me Coach Low. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
All right. How do you know Elijah Pierce, and how did you meet him?
Man, that's my little brother, man. I've known Elijah at least 10 years now, man. But I met him in the boxing gym. He's just like a young, slick kid in the boxing gym. Like, he reminds us like a Pernell Whitaker, man. Just great defense, great speed, just great attributes you can't really teach, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of took him under my wing back then, man. He been a little bro ever since, man.
Are there any fights you looking up that's coming forward?
And I can't wait to his next fight. His next fight is going to be probably, probably either for the title or title eliminator or something like that. But he's right on the verge, man. I can't wait for him to get the opportunity to show the world what he could do. You know what I'm saying? He's been getting opportunities lately for people to see him, but really soon he's gonna have that breakout performance where the world knows what Elijah Pierce is.
One last question. What do you think about the state of the sport?
I think we're getting back to the times, especially with Turkey Al Sheikh, and with all the networks kind of condensing and not really wanting so many predetermined fights to where I think the sport's about to get interesting, man. Yeah, right. Yeah, now Jake is a whole other thing, right? That's a commodity, right? That I guess it's good for the sport because it puts eyes on the sports. But as far as I think the heart of the sport is about to get back to the best fighting the best. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get paid, if you want to be famous out here, you're gonna have to beat somebody to beat somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're getting back to that. Turkey Al Sheikh put on a big card to where he got a lot of top guys fighting each other. A lot of other promoters are kind of working together, like they don't like each other and they really want to beat each other. So I think we get to a time to where we about to start seeing some of the best fights. You know what I mean?
All right, and closing out, can you give Instagram, any social media, and something for the people?
So my Instagram is O'Reilly. That's O.REELLY. So really with two E's, no A. O'Reilly. That's on all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and if you don't see it, you can look up Coach Low, Low, and it should pop up on either one of those. But yeah, man, just excited to be a part of this camp, man. We about to make history, man.
Well, I think he's one of the most phenomenal boxers you're going to see around right now for sure. And always has been. Definitely one of the most dodged boxers. For sure, after, what people saw him do in the amateurs, for sure, and then coming out of the pros and, right out the gate taking really good and tough fights, you have to go back to the Roshan fight and all that, but the future is bright for this kid. I met him back in 2000, man, he was 16 years old at the time when Burt Wells was training him, and I was an amateur out of Doraville, and then when I was done boxing, I was a trainer. And Bert said, hey, man, I got this young kid, needs some pad work. And that's, what I like to do. I love to do the pads and get guys ready for fights. And the styles just kind of worked together. And I was training Holyfield's kid as well. And Elijah became my main boxer. And we just hit it off right off the bat. It was just his parents and I have a great relationship. His family, they've always treated me like like a son, really. Like they've known me since I was 16 years old, and I'm a 45-year-old man now. But so we just kind of stuck together. I was with him through the Olympic trials and qualifiers. With him his first pro fight, the whole nine. So it's been a tough journey. It has been tough, but very rewarding to see the growth in this young man, not just as a boxer, but outside of the ring as well with things he's going through. And there's no excuses. Everybody goes through tough times, but some people don't really come out of them on top. And he's really making sure that he's taking care of his daughter, and he's going to come out victorious no matter what. He's a very dedicated boxer, same as a dad. He puts a lot of work in everything he does. So I think he's going to be, in 2025, I think he's going to definitely be a boxer that they're going to have to keep their eyes on, for sure. And they already are. They're not giving him the fight right now for whatever reason that is.
My last question, what do you think the state of the league is right now?
The state that boxing is in?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. It's a shit show. If I can say a shit show, it's just not. They need to start making the fights happen. They need to, give this kid his shot. Give people like Elijah, not even just him. There's other boxers. I can't name drop. I don't know everybody's names. I call everybody champ, so I have one name to remember. But it's not just him. There's a lot of guys that we want to see fight, and I think that boxing. Yeah, correct. Back when it was Tuesday night fights, Thursday night fights, Friday night fights, Saturday night fights with Teddy Atlas on there. Those were the fights that people were watching happen. Man, those are great fights, and they were making them happen. And they need to go back to the, quit talking on social media and building followers. And it's like, who cares, man? At the end of the day, it's a boxing match. Just put him and the other guys in there and see who comes out on top. That's what I would like to see.
Do you have any closing statements?
God is good, man, and he's been a blessing to us, especially to this young man, and keeping him healthy. So, I do love the sport of boxing, and nothing, what I just said wasn't just the sport. I love it, and I want to continue to love it, and I want people to love it for what it really is. Not a show. It's a sport, man. It's a tough sport. I'm on Instagram at the Georgia Working Dog Rescue. Aaron Salamone is the name. Facebook as well, just Aaron Salamone. Based out of Marietta, Georgia, but I can also come to you. So just give me a shout.
Mike Seals I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama, but I've been in Atlanta for about 16 years.
All right. What do you think about the state of boxing and Elijah Pitts?
I think boxing needs a personality like Elijah. He's very charismatic, and he has the skill level and the talent to match the charisma. So he's a perfect person for the big name, like the big fights, the marquee name fights. He can generate a lot and bring a lot of eyes to the sport.
And how do you know him?
I've been knowing Elijah since he was a little kid, man. I've been knowing Elijah for as long as I've been in Atlanta, about 14 years. That's a little bro. I've taken him up under my wing, and now he's flying. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his own thing now, so that's a beautiful thing.
Is there anything upcoming, next fights,
me?
things like that?
December 14th for me, and then he has a fight coming up soon too. I forget the exact date, but he's already ready. He's already in the gym.
December 14th is your date.
That's my date. Yeah. And he's not too long. I think a month after me. So yeah.
You got anything to say to the people? Instagram, anything, stuff like that.
My Instagram is at Cannonhands with a Z, CANNONHANDZ, and my TikTok is the same. But just look forward, man. Look forward to seeing me. I got power in both hands. I've been ranked top 10 in the world twice, and we're on the way back. This fight will be, the mark of making the way back.
All right, before we let you go,
Yeah.
I just got one question. What do you think about the state of the sport?
The state of the sport right now.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think there's a lot of sideshow circus type acts right now. But guys like Elijah, guys like myself, will bring it back to the seriousness, like actually doing the art, like performing the art of boxing. Right now, it's a lot of sideshow stuff right now. Like you got your Jake Pauls, who I would love to knock out. Yeah,
He won't let you.
I would love.
He ain't gonna
Man, yeah. Dude, Jake Paul, I'll fight you at any weight. I'll fight 175. I'll come in 175. You come in whatever you want to come in. Bro, I'll put you to sleep. Yeah.
And you heard him.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's some person like but anyway, yeah, stuff like that. Like you got your sideshow stuff, you know what I'm saying? And but you have guys like Elijah, real deal fighters, real world-class fighters, guys like myself, who will still keep the sport alive, like keep the seriousness of the sport alive. You know, right now people are just looking at boxing as if it's like a sideshow, like a quick buck. You know what I'm saying?
Just one last closing statement.
Yeah.
Can you just let the people know who you are again? And
Michael Seals, light heavyweight.
where you from?
I'm world ranked, and I'm from Mobile, Alabama, but I live in Atlanta right now. And just look forward to seeing me, man. I'm making my way back.
Oh, it's the WXXLF, the Wolf Elijah Pierce. Born in Midwest City, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying, Dub City, but eventually made my way to to the north side, Lawrenceville, Georgia, and now we in Loganville. We still repping the north. You know what I mean, putting on for the A.
All right. When's your next fight, and what do you think about the state of boxing?
Well, my next one is actually, I'm gearing up for a title eliminator soon. You know what I'm saying? Strap season. It's been a long time coming. So, y'all looking at, Atlanta's looking at Atlanta and Oklahoma, you feel me, looking at having another champion here soon. It'll probably be somewhere around February, so, be on the lookout. As far as the state of boxing, I mean, it's definitely changed. I mean, it's a lot of, it's different. It's a lot more, dynamics to it now. We got obviously the YouTube boxing sensation, the Misfits, things like that. We got Jake Paul. He's made a big introduction for himself in the sport of boxing. So I mean, I think ultimately it's more money, but I think that traditionally a lot of it has been lost. I think we do need to kind of go back. That's kind of the part I do miss, you know what I'm saying? The best fighting the best, you know what I'm saying? And obviously not being cut off or disgraced just because you take an L or stuff like that, you feel me? Like, that's something I've had to go through in my career, so I don't think it's necessarily right, because you in a fight sport, somebody got to lose, you know what I mean? So end of the day, for you to villainize somebody for losing and doing something that most people can't do, that's kind of crazy to me. But at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out all the boxers, everybody who laced them gloves up, who daring and willing to step in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Much salute to you.
And speaking of that, do you have any advice for upcoming boxers?
Oh, absolutely. The main thing is being relentless in the approach, and that's something that I preach all the time. I even got it right here on my back. You know what I'm saying? No matter the conditions in the wilderness, a wolf will never eat grass. You know what I mean? Like, that's just one of my quotes that I often use, and it basically describes the nature of who I am, the nature of the wolf. You know what I'm saying? I never took no for an answer, and even though I had those 2 losses early in my career, that's why I was able to persist and still be where I'm at today, which is top five fighter in the world across the board. My name is stamped in them books. I'm top 5 in the world right now. I'm getting ready to fight for a world title. And I will be champion soon. And then, that's only going to add to my story and further cement my legacy of who I am, where I came from, and so on and so forth. So for those guys who have those hard luck stories, they'll be able to look to me for inspiration on their rise, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right, so closing statement, what you got to say?
I mean, ultimately, man, I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me thus far. Like I said, I'm coming. The hunt continues. We right there, man. Strap season. Like I said, we closing in on the title. They're not gonna stop me. I've been said it. I said it before. I'm the best 122-pound fighter in the world, and I'm gonna prove it. Whether I gotta go through any way, where I gotta go through whoever I need to go through, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. Y'all stay tuned. The hunt continues. The wolf out. You feel me? WXXLF.
Yeah.